Let's see. Full screen that thing, man.
These are times NBA players lost control. And first, Rudy Gobert went for Christian.
That was it?
Big time ball now in the front row.
And first, Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, crazy eyes, man.
First, Rudy Gobert went for Christian Braun's neck.
Christian Brown goes. Brown and Gobert.
They
don't like that. Look at him.
Because Amen Thompson got tangled with Tyler Hero and put him through the floor.
Hero.
Stop playing me.
Thompson locking up.
And now frustration's boiling over, and both teams red hot.
This next player lost control in a way never seen before. Because a fan was running his mouth while the Bucks got eliminated, so Pat Beverly went nuts.
Certainly appears he crossed the line.
Oh, he hit that late in the head.
Threw the ball at the doggone.
Nuts.
Certainly appears he crossed the line.
That's why he's not
Throws a ball in the stands.
He hit that late.
Back, and he fights.
God, he did it again.
He gone. He hit that late.
Back, and he
God, that's crazy.
throws a ball in the stands.
He hit that
The line.
Oh, he hit that late in the head.
Pat Beverly went nuts.
Certainly appears he crossed the line.
God, you hit the woman, you dummy.
Throws a ball in the stands.
He hit that
Back, and
He being nice little. Oh, no, boy.
Dylan Brooks
wrong
once
with that,
assaulted a cameraman.
And Brooks could not keep it. Just knocked somebody down right there at courtside. Hope Terry's okay. He's getting help.
But Kevin Durant couldn't even see who he assaulted because he was so frustrated, he launched a missile into the crowd. But Anthony Edwards had a weapon far more dangerous because he once hit two people with a chair. Dude even got charged for assault after that. But a player who should be charged with assault is Dylan Brooks. Because during a matchup with Colin Sexton, he went nut hunting.
Colin Sexton goes crazy.
20-point games, and he strips it away from Brooks, and then Brooks ends up hitting him, I'm assuming, somewhere south of the equator.
Kicking 3 balls in 1 try is wild, but so is Alfred Payton, because Jay Crowder broke an unwritten rule and got to pay for it. But pay attention to Najee Marshall, because he's about to go for Jimmy Butler's neck.
But see, this is what happens. This is what happens. This is Jimmy Butler and Najee.
Not surprised. They let it go.
Right, this is what happens when officials don't call foul.
They let it go.
Right, this is what happens.
But look, no one loses their control like Bobby Portis. Because after Giannis got caught in the chokehold, Portis was ready for the heat.
Help him do all that stuff. He wasn't even trying to do nothing. Help him up.
Man, those eyes were possessed. But no one was more ready than this next player. Because one word from Dylan Brooks had DeMar DeRozan giving him the
like that,
smoke.
boy?
Now Dylan Brooks takes exception to it.
Yeah, boy, you
Now
know
those two have to be separated as we amassing humanity in the middle of the floor tonight here at Toyota Center. My goodness.
But sometimes it's the whole team that loses control. Like the time the Timberwolves and the Pistons had a full-blown fight.
Reed turned the corner and is fouled by Holland.
Man, oh, come on now.
Big time ball now in the front row. It's going to take a lot to break this up. Wagging his finger. Holland pushing DiVincenzo. So they get tied up. Look out, cameraman.
Hold up, wait a second. Schroeder plays for the Pistons? But look, we got to talk about the time 2 heavyweights squared up. See, Kevin Durant and Dwight Howard got tied up when KG lost his mind.
Oh, and Howard and Garnett getting into it. They have to be restrained. Kevin Garnett wants a piece of Howard. And KG trying to handle his emotions right now.
Hey, man, Dwight should be happy.
Make I turn around.
Able to hit him from behind.
Dwight out and go.
Emotions right now.
Hey man, Dwight should be happy KG wasn't able to hit him from behind.
Scared, boy.
The exact same way. I mean, Russell Westbrook don't care if it's players, coaches, or fans. He's gonna let them know.
Watch him out. Take like that. Watch him out. Watch him out. Play like that. Watch him out.
Russ don't play that, and neither does this next player, because Rafer Alston couldn't take another bucket from Eddie House, so he delivered the craziest smack in NBA history. Damn, almost got his headband smacked off his head. And it was the same for Andy Bynum, because he tried to end the smallest dude in the league. Look, the Lakers were going for a three-peat, but instead, the Mavs ended the dynasty in a sweep. And before the Lakers went down 40, Bynum sent one final message.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Amen to that. Amen to that. We're talking about, when you say Los Angeles Lakers, you're talking about excellence. And for this game to end in this manner is a disgrace.
Artest walking that man down is way too funny, dog. But nobody threw a tantrum like Tracy McGrady.
That is him.
He cured his anger with...
Oh no, Ronald.
But nobody threw a tantrum like Tracy McGrady. See, he cured his anger with 2 punts.
That's why I love the guy.
And Tracy kicks the ball into the stand. He kicked down about 20 rows up, and it's back, and if he's kicked again, he's out of the game.
But sometimes it's the fans making players go wild. Because before the 2021 playoffs, a Dallas fan kept harassing Chris Paul's mom, which had him losing his control. But Klay Thompson thought no one could ever trash talk him. Because after things got spicy between him and Devin Booker, Klay had to remind him who's been running the league.
Moments ago, Klay Thompson has been ejected from this ballgame. We talked about him and Devin Booker getting into it. This was the double technical between the two.
Klay was hot, but eventually he was man enough to admit he was getting cooked.
Yeah, I was in my feelings though. That book was busting my ass that day. I was not where I needed to be. Yeah.
Now, we can't talk about losing control and not mention Draymond Green, because this man poked LeBron in the eye, kicked Steven Adams in the nuts, even had Rudy Gobert gasping for air. But against the Kings, he let Domantas Sabonis feel a different type of pain.
Curry's got the board. Technical has been assessed.
So he grabs Draymond's leg right there. Now Draymond steps on him.
Now look, if he had apologized, people would probably let it go. But after the game, Draymond doubled down.
I gotta land my foot somewhere. I'm not the most flexible person, so it's not stretching that far. I can only step so far. It is what it is.
No one is tougher than Kobe Bryant, because against the Suns, things were getting completely out of control. Now, it was already a tough matchup, but Rajah Bell felt that Kobe was getting too disrespectful.
He was just living in this world where he didn't think somebody was going to touch him. And he had shot me a lot of blows to the face, and it was a lot of reckless talk, and I hadn't had enough. I wanted him to get up and square up.
Rajah pulled out the wrestling moves.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is a first look at the current...
That's a fine.
Yeah, not only is that a fine, that's a flagrant foul. He's out.
He's ejected. He should be.
Kobe really brushed that man off, but no one brushed off these next players. Because while Shaq was on live TV, he disrespected the Sacramento Kings.
We're not worried about the Sacramento Queens. Not at all. I'm not going to be doing this all year, going back and forth with them. Nobody cares that we won last year. It's a new year, so we just need to focus on the new year. But like I said, I'm not worried about the Sacramento Queens.
Yeah, it was clear that these teams hated each other. And after Game 6 of the 2002 Western Conference Championship, the Kings felt like the refs cheated for the Lakers to get to Game 7. It's still one of the biggest conspiracies in NBA history. So the Kings couldn't wait to get their revenge. And during their preseason matchup, Rick Fox and Doug Christie went for blows.
I guess the one thing you wonder, does that constitute a punch right there?
Both have been ejected. That certainly does. There's no question about that.
That's an uppercut.
Now, both players were ejected to keep the peace, but things were about to get even messy. Because even though Shaq wasn't even playing, he was still ready for fight night. Look, Fox and Christie met on the way to the locker room and caused even more havoc.
Security right there. Meantime, they're racing back into the tunnel. Oh, there's a fight going on between the two as they were being ejected. A bizarre scene here at Staples to open in the end of the preseason. All the Sacramento Kings are back there. None of the Lakers keep the peace. And O'Neal has come around, and he's trying to lay his order. And now D-Box and O'Neal are pushing. It's O'Neal's words that have infuriated this rivalry. The gentleman there is the head of Sacramento Kings security.
We haven't seen a rivalry that out of control since. But look, in the 90s, there weren't any rules, and the bad boy Pistons took advantage of it. See, against the Sixers, Isaiah Thomas started swinging at Rick Mahorn for no reason.
Isaiah
That would only be the beginning, because later in the game, one dunk from Mahorn would end up with 3 suspensions and $162,000 in fines.
Token pressure. Here comes Mahorn. Mahorn hard to the basket. Jams it. Is foul. Now he and Lambeer start shoving each other. And now Barkley gets into it. He is Lambeer. Now there are some punches thrown. Now we got not a little melee, a big melee, and there were punches thrown.
There was no keeping Chuck contained, but Dion Waiters found a whole nother way to trip out. See, the Miami Heat were on a flight to Phoenix, and before takeoff, Dion decided to make this trip a good time, because a teammate handed him some magic gummy bears. But instead of coasting at 30,000 feet, he started tweaking. Mid-flight, Waiters had a full-blown panic attack. By the time they landed, the Heat medical staff had to step in. Everyone was questioning what made him freak out like this, and once word got out that he was packing, it was a wrap.
Dion Waiters in the Miami Heat were on a flight from Phoenix to Los Angeles. On that flight, Dion Waiters had a panic attack, and he is now been suspended 10 games by the Miami Heat because there are reports that the panic attack was due to some edibles that were given to him from a teammate.
Waiters got suspended for 10 games, lost out on $1.2 million bonus, and became the first NBA player ever to fumble the bag over gummies. But Jimmy Butler wasn't going to let the Heat control his career. See, after carrying Miami to multiple deep playoff runs, Butler found himself drained, not just physically, but mentally. And when he started to express frustration, the Heat didn't make moves. They played mind games. So Jimmy had to play chess. It all started in late December when Butler mysteriously disappeared from the lineup, citing an illness that kept him out for 10 days. But on Christmas Day, NBA insider Shams Charania dropped a bomb and said that Butler was unhappy and wanted out of Miami. But Pat Riley wasn't going for it and tried to shut down the noise. But things only got worse, as Jimmy came back and said that playing basketball in Miami wasn't even fun.
I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon.
His attitude and actions became a problem behind the scenes, and the Heat had to suspend him for 7 games. And when Jimmy tried to catch his own flight to play Milwaukee, he earned another 2-game suspension. At this point, the situation was boiling over. Butler was supposed to return, but before a game against Orlando, he found out he had lost his starting spot. That was the final straw. Butler stormed off the court, got dressed, and went home. The Heat had seen enough. By that afternoon, it hit him with an indefinite suspension, effectively closing the book on his time in Miami. A few weeks later, Golden State pulled off a trade to save the dynasty.
Shams Charania reporting that Jimmy Butler is on his way to the Golden State Warriors. The deal includes sending Andrew Wiggins, Dennis Schroeder, Kyle Anderson, and a protected first-round pick, all to the Miami Heat.
Butler traded South Beach for the Bay, and from the jump, Jimmy was locked in, because the Warriors went from a team barely making it to the playoffs to a finals contender. Don't mess with Charles Barkley, because he almost killed a man. Look, Chuck was supposed to be chasing a ring in Houston, but instead, he was getting in bar fights. See, while out partying with Clyde Drexler, things got heated. A group of rowdy guys started throwing ice at their table, and one woman in Barkley's crew wasn't having it. She launched him straight to the glass. Barkley didn't even try. Hugo ended up bleeding on the pavement, and Barkley ended up in court. After some legal back and forth, Chuck settled the case for $75,000, and felony charges got reduced to misdemeanors.
I think they were very supportive. They understand where I'm coming from. You know, in life, things happen, and everybody or not. Somebody.
Hey, he was the number 6 draft pick of the Sacramento Kings, but the final year of his rookie contract ended in disappointment, because instead of getting a fresh start after leaving the Kings, he landed in Golden State on a league minimum. Struggling to find his place, his mind was already in a dark place. Some news of his life. See, 3 of his closest friends were shot. One of them, and that's when he turned the pill.
Call it rap. We can't watch the whole goddamn life story.
For real, man. This joke I'm telling about everybody.
Real reason as a team playing.
There we go. Let's get to
cookies. And I would get on, and they already knew. They bring me 2 cookies, and I'll get the gambling with the guys, and I got my cookies, and we good. And then one flight I got on, I looked at them, and they looked at me, and I'm like, that look didn't look familiar. And I asked him, I was like, we got the years. Like, no, we're not allowed to. No more cookies on these flights.
A 4-time MVP and the best player in the world denied a cookie like he was some kid at recess.
Best player in the world. I don't know about that. I don't know.
Implemented strict team policies.
I don't know about that.
Cookies were off limits, so the king had to set some boundaries.
Greg, did you see LeBron have chocolate chip cookies on the end?
Yes, I did.
Did you see those cookies get taken away?
I didn't necessarily see them get taken away, but they took our food away after the game, and we paid for it. So when we got on the plane, Brian started walking up and down the plane. Hey, everybody take off your headphones. Everybody take off your headphones. If you ain't one of these 15, I'm giving y'all permission to slap food out their hand. Don't touch this food. This our food. Hey, cold as ever.
It wasn't just about cookies, it was about control. So when free agency came around, LeBron packed his bags and left Miami behind. But the most out-of-control player ended his story with murder. See, at just 19 years old, Javaris Crittenton was drafted in the first round by the Lakers to a $2.1 million guaranteed contract. He was living the dream playing right next to Kobe. But off the court, he had dreams of being a gangster. Because one night at a club in LA, a rapper by the name of Dollar came through flexing his jewelry and women. And Javaris couldn't get enough. He spent the whole night with Dollar's crew, and next thing you know, he was a member of the Mansfield Crips. But then came one of the biggest scandals in NBA history. See, one day on a plane, the Wizards were gambling when Javaris got all his money taken.
Already, Javaris is pissed because now the odds of him winning his money back makes it a little bit harder. So he's pissed off. Earl Boykins and JaVale is having a conversation. And the conversation was, yo, hey, can I get my $200 you owe me? And JaVale's like counting his money, like, I'll give it to you when the plane lands. You know the rules. I don't want to give it to you now. And then you, like, I give you your 200, then you start, you catch fire, then I lose all my money. We already know how that works. And then he just explodes. You just gonna double the pot, and you're not even gonna play this motherfucking hand, and you about to get me booed? Oh, man, people like you, I rob on the street. Rob me on the street. Like, so now we're just going tit for tat.
Bro was already down bad, so he needed Gilbert to pay. So Arenas let him choose how he would do it.
I said, you know what? How about this? If you got them cojones, you know them cojones, them big elephant nuts, I'll bring you the guns. I'll bring you the guns. Because I'm pretty sure you can't afford it. I'm gonna bring you the guns, and I wanna see you shoot. That's how we're gonna do it.
Word got out quickly, and Crittenton was suspended, hit with a gun charge, and sentenced to 1 year probation. But that was only the beginning of his downfall. See, he went back to LA to find all his homies were in jail or had been killed, including his boy Dollar. Now he finally got another shot to play in the league with the Bobcats, but he was cut quick. His homies were gone, and his family disowned him for gang affiliation. So he was on the edge, and it would just take one move to make him a killer. Look, one night in Atlanta, Crittenton got robbed of a $25,000 necklace and a $30,000 watch. And instead of letting it go, Javaris wanted revenge. So he rented a Chevy Tahoe, tracked down Little Tick in his neighborhood, and opened fire. And he connected. But instead of his enemy, he hit an innocent bystander.
You said you know who did the shooting?
Yeah, the basketball player. Crimson, C-R-I-T-T-E-N-T-O-N.
22-year-old Julian Jones was killed on the spot, so Javaris took the first flight back to LA. But the police found his fingerprints and gun residue in the car. He couldn't even make it out the airport.
Arrested last night at the Orange County Airport, the John Wayne Airport, as they're checking into a flight to Atlanta. The 23-year-old accused of shooting and killing Julian Jones. She's a 22-year-old mother of 4.
With nowhere to run, he took a plea deal for 23 years in prison, from first-round pick to convicted murderer.
Dang, that's some crazy stuff. First-round pick to convicted murder. 23 years. He was probably still in jail when that was. All right, guys, we just watched the documentary /
Bedtime story.
And put minutes in the end.
For real, boy.
Golly. Hope y'all stay
We
to
thought it'd be like the last video.
For real. There's gonna be more action
I
on
said, hope
something.
y'all stay today. Hope y'all still there. I ain't there. Hey, hope y'all. Yeah,
Hey, boy. Go ahead and end it up, G. I'm sleeping.
Man. Alright, guys. We'll be back with another better video. Alright, y'all. We gone. Peace.